Welcome everybody back to another episode of Minecraft Xbox. Today is episode 24 and this is my second full episode 24 that I've recorded because I used the wrong microphone on the first one. Well done to me. Now, if it feels like I'm repeating myself, it's because I'm trying to remember what I did in the previous episode and also what I wanted to do in this planned episode. So actually, what you'll see is a lot has changed. As you can tell, there's a new house, there's river, there's this entire finished building that I'm stood on here, and this was all, well, let's put it this way, most of this was kind of done in between. I wanted to show off everything over there this episode, and I showed this off last time, so we'll just go a quick run over of it. So it's finally finished, the path runs straight through it, got a couple layers, got a couple trees growing around the outside of it. Took out the ledge on the second floor there because the tree was blocking it. And yeah, so that's that. I'll give you the view from the side, which is my personal favourite view of it. What just... Right, okay. I think my Elgato capture device decided to just turn itself off. That seems weird. But yeah, anyways, so what we're going to do today is I'm going to first of all quickly just run over what I did previously. So this entire river's been done now, which I had done it. I have got a bit of a time lapse of it. I'm not sure if I'll use it, but yeah. So what I've done is I've changed this so it now flows down. We finished the bridge. That was another thing that has been done. The bridge has been finished. I've dug out this wall a little bit, brought it back, got the correct blocks underneath the bridge, and I'm going to do this top section another time. Just killed a zombie over here, so I guess he dropped 2 pieces of armor. Fire prot 2, yeah, I can stay there. I'm kind of happy with what I've got at the moment. So yeah, finished the bridge off. I've also now started, was the bridge even there? Well, even if this bridge wasn't there in the previous time, I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, this now goes up here. We've got this entire lower section that's been dug out, ready to go. And I actually built out all the walls for this. So I built this wall replicating what we did actually down at the bottom here. Here across the bottom. I'll get to this bridge in a second because I'm going to try and get through things in the right order. So the first thing I did was build this wall up to here. I then decided to build these diagonal sections to see if I could get them. This one has since been changed to match a staircase which is going to go behind it. Got this up to here. There is actually a cave underneath here which I do need to fill in a little bit better, but I originally intended to have a diagonal bridge go across, but now I'm not going to bother because this looks nice as it is. I don't know how I've made something look good, but I did. So yeah, and then after I'd filled this all in and I'd terraformed this a little bit so it naturally has a path on the back of it, I started building this house at the top just to kind of fill the gap. So as you can tell, there's going to be a natural path that curls up here. I then fixed this floor finally adjusted this roof so that you could actually get on top of it with grass. Raised it up a couple blocks as you can see from the sides, changed the textures on it, and then leveled off this wall to the right height. As you can tell, it's now got these extra couple blocks on the top of it from here upwards. And it looks a lot better, I think. I like that a lot. It's like a proper canal route. And then this house is not totally finished. I wanted to kind of make it so that it had a tower on it. And then I also wanted to have some sort of curvy shape. But then I realised it'd be better off if it looked like that house, the original one, but twisted slightly. So instead of the roof going sideways, it goes this way. So you can kind of see the tower a little bit better. So yeah. So the tower has been built here on for a purpose, essentially. Because the other day, I was looking into how the rail system was going to work. So yes, I was looking back into that again. And as you can tell, probably from what I'm doing here with these tracks, is that I'm not going to be using this straight cross we've got going up through the center of our world. Yes, it's not centered because 0, is it's like this part of a block here, where it changes between 4 blocks, but I'm fine with how this is here. It kind of lines up with everything that I want it to be fair. But what we're going to do is take out this middle cross when I've built the other 2 curves on this side. And then this tower, which you can see right here, is then going to extend up another floor so that it is in the right height. And it actually goes above the railway. So you'll actually be able to see from the windows the railway, which I think is pretty nice. And I was also thinking it because how many junctions am I going to have to put in? It's either going to be, it's going to be at least 3 per section, because of the junction is going to have to turn left, you're going to have a turn right. Similar to what we did a couple of episodes back, which is a long time ago now, really, but the railway track system that we did with the flint, if you put it into the hopper, it changes the direction of the track. This is sort of similar what I was reproducing with this switch here, just to kind of see what would happen. So if you're coming along this track here, with it facing this way, you flow right the way around. And obviously when the track's facing that way, it does exactly the same, you'll flow back this way. Obviously, it's kind of just a selector going straight. So we really need to just get the hopper plugged into it on the underside and then figure out how long of a delay to put on it. Now, it's going to look a bit boxy underneath, and there's not a lot I could do about that. What I'm probably going to have to do is maybe just try and change the shape of the underside, but I'm going to have at least... There's going to be at least one hopper section here in the middle, and I'm probably going to pull off 2 timers to either side so that you can change it from whichever section you're in, because essentially if you're in the middle going forwards, it doesn't matter if the one behind you changes because you've already passed it, if you know what I mean. So I'll be able to use 1 hopper in the center here and 2 timers, which are adjusted specifically. They'll be exactly the same, I guess, the timers, but it just makes it easier to adjust both at the same time, because it will... Essentially, I'm going to have it running naturally in one... I think I'm going to run clockwise. I'm going to run this way with it. And when obviously if I wanted to turn this way, I would have it naturally wanting to turn straight. So what I would have to do is have the flint drop in and change the signal to change off to go this way. As if you're going through a junction, because this is effectively like an inverted roundabout. Instead of it facing outwards, I've got the curves facing inwards towards the center. But yeah, it's essentially how it's going to work. It's going to be a roundabout, and you're going to have X amount of flint to get through each junctions, because different sections are going to have different junction amounts in. So I think what we're going to have to do is change it from flint to named pieces of paper, or something along those lines, or at least a different block, so that when you get to junctions like this, that is a... Oh, it's going to be... Yeah, I don't know where it's like that. But essentially, yeah, we can't have flint everywhere, because if you got to this roundabout and you wanted the second exit over there, you'd have to run out of flint here for it to change, so that you could change to go round this way. But then again, you would want a piece of flint to drop in it on the one after to change you to go straight, if you know what I mean. It's a little bit confusing, but the gist of it is essentially we need a secondary piece if you're going through the roundabout in the middle of the world, because all the other sections I can kind of just have a certain amount of pieces of flint going outwards and something else coming back inwards, and it'd work fine. But yeah, so that's essentially this. I've also bone mealed a lot more trees, as you can see. It gives it a lot more texture, I think, and taking out all the horrible building structures that I didn't like in the center. Really starting to like the look of this town again now. It's really coming to shape, especially now that I've put this river in and we've got this building here, which kind of looks like a church. But yeah, so this river has basically separated this side off. So now what I'm thinking of doing is where my crosshair road, I'm going to have a low-lying pathway that goes all the way around, probably to about there. I'll probably raise these up a bit to level with something like this, because that's going to be all town up there as well. This is going to be castle. I think we've decided in the episode that obviously I can't use because of the microphone issues, so I'm thinking of putting a castle on the top there and a bit in the front there and bring it forward to give a bit of incentive of what to do. Now, the river is the other issue we've got now. Now that I've brought it this far, I don't know what to do with it now. Now, I could easily just bring it into a center section and curve it off. Let's just go and kill that skeleton. Just do a bit of dodging and diving. But yeah, I'm being shot by him as well. They don't miss, do they, on hard mode? You'd expect them to at least miss a couple shots, but the accuracy in this game did get a lot better. But yeah, this river seems to just curl. I'm thinking I might just make it bend this way and then go under that mountain towards the other river on the far side. Either that or we find... the lake. Oh, the lake. We could take it through under the mountain and make a mountain pass with it. Do a bit of a fork here. Make it curl off that way to some more water flowing down. But then have it go underground to lead through this way. As if this is the way that your piping has taken the water from. It kind of flows out to down there. Which is a natural stopping point for any water source. And I think it's lower down. Or it might be the same height. They're about the same. Maybe a bit lower for this section. Which would work out perfectly. But yeah, that'd kind of be a perfect end to the, what do they call them, sewers that we're going to have in this world. Especially because they're going to be the secondary thing that I want to do, because I want to be able to connect up all these little entrances that I've got here. There's 2 there. There's another one just below the bridge there. There's one below that. There's one over there, which I think is going to be tricky to connect to without going underground through all of this. I think I've also got one here as well, haven't I? Yeah, there's one here as well, which does need a bit of texture on it. But yeah, so that is everything that I think I've managed to catch you guys up on from last time. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut back, and hopefully what I'll do is either time-lapse removing all this bridge up here, or I guess we will go over and do something else, maybe at the skeleton farm, maybe, whilst I talk about the Ditch the Label livestream that happened recently. A charity livestream, which was organised by Fee and Sam and Rainer of different groups. I think Fee's part of Swago. I don't know where Rainer and Sam are from originally. I think Sam's a Swago member as well. But yeah, the charity stream was a huge success. I was really happy to be a part of it. Supposedly they did about the same what they did last year, which is amazing considering last year was a 24 or 48 hour stream and this year was only 2 UHCs. Sadly, I missed the second UHC, but that was the Dragon Rush game. But I had so much fun playing with Callie and Reggie and Flying Squid in the first game. But yeah, all the stuff was streamed over on Beam. I'll leave my Beam link in the description below and the Ditch the Label Beam link so you can see all the past broadcasts if you want to see what happened. But yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll save a full recap for that when I can get somebody in a TeamSpeak channel to join and kind of explain what went on. Because you probably saw the video go up on the channel of the advertisement on the day itself, which, yeah, it was just amazing. Just big thanks to everybody that organised Ditch a Label live charity stream. It was so well put together, nothing went wrong, and it was all for charity. So yeah, I'll kind of go into more detail about the UH season, so I think another time. I don't think it's relevant to do it now. And also, we seem to have a little friend who has jockeyed onto a chicken in our little chicken farm, which means I can't use the chicken farm because the guy's sat in there. So if I release him, he's going to die of sunlight or something else. But yeah, what I really need to do is kind of get my stuff together because I've got chests absolutely everywhere, and I need to finish off raising up the platform which is in front of the river up on this floor here, up these stairs, just below this section here. You can see it's raised up. It's supposed to be up 1 block, so what I'm going to do is bring it out slowly. As you can tell, it's going to be about this height, and bring it round and probably connect it up to this here. And finally, before I stop, this bridge, now the bridge, remember correctly, curved and joined up to the underside of this this house here. So what I decided to do is, since the bridge didn't really fit, like, the design on it was okay, but it just didn't fit the build that we were doing. This is also wrong. Oh, perfect, I only got 2. Let's just take that out. Oh, wow, I really was lazy. I was just making them with slabs, but yeah. So essentially, this bridge has come about because I wanted to keep the theme of going with that bridge, that wooden one over there. So this is the 4th one. The other one being just round the back of where the first couple houses are, where that little bit of a lake by the front gate is. But yeah, I wanted to keep the theme going because I really do like these bridges, and it keeps consistency in this town, as it's being called. But essentially, this town's getting very big now. And yeah, this full section on the side is almost complete. Like, when I left this probably 4 months ago, none of that existed. Like, it was only this front bit and that house that I ripped out there. But yeah, so that was it. And essentially what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to the skeleton farm, I think, grind up some levels and try and get myself some new gear because, as you can tell, running out of stuff. And what I'll do after that is I'll time-lapse that, and I guess I will be back with you another time after that. I don't know what's actually going to be happening yet. I'll kind of think of it as I'm getting my new stuff. But yeah, I will see you guys in just a second. Enjoy the...
Absentduck In.